from the police forces. And today it is my pleasure to welcome my brother here, Assistant Superintendent of Police Gilbert Nyaika, who is the CLO of Katwe. Good morning, Afande.
Morning, how are you?
It is a pleasure to have you once again.
It's a pleasure too coming back here.
Okay.
It's always, it feels nice being here.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you start by greeting our people there, then we kick start off the discussion?
Good morning, our viewers, those tuned into Family TV and the Christian family, praise the Lord. I'm Gilbert Nyaika, Assistant Superintendent of Police, and I'm the Community Liaison Officer at Katwe Police Division. And I hope the discussion we're going to have today is going to be an enriching discussion, basically for our community, for our people to pick lessons from here and there. Yes.
Okay. That's very interesting. Now, we are going to be seeing the role of police in preventing violence during the elections, during, after, even before, actually, the election. So the entire election period is what we're going to be looking at. So first and foremost, can we first look at the role of the CLOs themselves in the electoral process?
I thank you. You see, police itself, as enshrined in the Constitution and as it's mandated, its role is basically to keep law and order, to protect lives and property, but even one of its cores is to collaborate with the community. And this is where the CLO comes in.
Okay.
And in this political season, there's a lot that is going on. So we need to do a lot of community sensitization.
Yes.
One, to sensitize the community about their rights during elections. Someone should know they have a right to elect the leaders they want. Someone has a right to vote. So citizens should know that that's their right. You're supposed to. And then we also need to sensitize citizens on different things. Like now we are having voters registration, updates, and the rest. So as a community liaison office, we have to do that, to sensitize the community so that people are aware. Some people, because of their busy schedules here and there, at times don't get to know some of these things. So we're supposed to come in. Do a lot of community engagement. Then during the elections or even after the elections, dialogue. Because there are parties that will find they had issues during the election or even within the election. So we come in to mediate, do dialogue, bring people back together, see and tell them, no, it was an election. The election is done. So now it's time to move on. Yes.
Okay, very interesting. But by the way, if I may ask, what brings in this violence? What are those tendencies that bring in violence? Why do people have to fight over elections and all that? Find different camps fighting, even some camps fighting internally, things like that.
I think this is all about being selfish. Some people are very selfish, and others are not patriotic. Because any patriotic person should know that you're going into an office to serve the people. So if you're going to serve the people, that means you're going to serve those who have elected you, even those who have not elected you. And in situations that there are 2 or 3 people aspiring against each other, there will be people voting for different groups.
Yes.
So not everyone will take you as their choice. So that one you should always know, that you may not be the choice for everyone.
Okay.
But when you get into that political seat or into that leadership seat, it means you're going to now work for everyone. So now if you're going to work for everyone, you're working for those who voted for you and those who didn't vote for you. Meaning, if you're a patriotic person, it is useless for you to engage into fights because you are trying to fight even those that you're going to work for. So it's better that we run a clean campaign.
Yes.
But most people think that if they run a dirty campaign, maybe they would get sympathy here and there. And they forget that we also have values. Those values should never be tampered with. Yes.
Very interesting. And why has it become so difficult, by the way, when you look at the political space now? Someone wants to go in there as a do or die. Someone doesn't want to concede that I have lost. What do you think has gone wrong in the current political dynamics?
Like I told you at the beginning that people are selfish, greedy, hungry for power.
Yes.
So you find someone is saying, it is either me or it's me.
Wow.
So they forget that there is that other option that can come through, that anything can happen, and either people don't vote for you, maybe you're not their choice, and maybe you've not made up the numbers. You could be that very good, but basically you've not enticed the people, because the basic should be, what are you bringing on table in terms of service delivery? If you're going to tell people, I'm going to do this, people are even promising people what what is not even within their mandate.
Yeah, that's very true.
But because the communities we have at times get excited. So when they get excited, then they end up doing the unthinkable. That's when you see people regretting, this one we brought nothing. Because you didn't follow. You're supposed to look at what is this person's ideology. What is he thinking? What are his plans? Do they rhyme with the community? If you're planning to do something, does it rhyme with the community that you want to do it for? But is it also within your mandate? You can't be an MP saying, I'm going to construct a road.
That's what they are telling people.
Are you going to use your own money to do that? If you say, I'm going to lobby this to be done, but you don't say, because if you say, then people tomorrow, if you don't do it,
They will demand.
They will demand because you said you are going to do it.
But unfortunately, even the people are falling for that. The people also don't know the roles of the people they are electing.
No, because in most instances, it's not that people are falling for it. There is a lot of commercialization in the politics now.
Actually, that's why I wanted us to go next.
Yes, the commercialization of politics has become one of the hindrances to good ideas. So people are not going to look at your good ideas that you're bringing. People are going to look at how much you're bringing on table. If you move to the village and everyone receives 5,000 or 2,000, they will take your ideas of you constructing the road than the one who's going to bring them ideas that would touch the real community. So now you find people at that level. So we have allowed, as a community, to get into that setup. And it is now getting hard for us to get out. Because that's where we've put ourselves. Yes. You would find, I think, now, you as looking at at some areas, and you see convoys of people, even when they are being advised by the police, please, let's manage the road, let's do ABCD, you'll find a convoy. A candidate doesn't care of the people he has in that convoy. People are seated on lorries at the top. The boys riding these borders are like 4 on one motorcycle, but on a terrible speed, doing funny things. Then we end up losing lives. I've seen in some places where we have lost lives. But because it's of that careless nature of the candidates, they don't take their people serious. Because if you're a candidate and you wish well for your people, the first thing is safety for yourself and your voters. That's
Well, maybe if we move on, why have these ones who have shown interest, maybe you say if someone contesting for a seat, parliamentary seat, why have they failed to control their camps? You see, in some areas, even just by passing a different camp, you find their supporters fighting themselves, just passing by themselves.
No, it's not that candidates have failed to control their camps. But some candidates are trying to use that.
Oh.
So this hooliganism, this violence is at times originated by some of the candidates.
Okay.
Then later on they want to pull off the sympathy vote.
Oh.
You get? So now they try to do these funny things so that at the end of the day, you see these people attacked our camp. But you might find the ones who even originated the fire are from that same camp. So they are trying to do a sympathy. Playing at way of doing things. Playing at way of doing things. Then others unknowingly or knowingly have hired goons.
Yeah.
And they are calling them, either they are calling them security for them and what. But these people, what they are doing instead, they go around beating people. So the violence starts from there. But obviously, as police, we have a desk in CID called Political and Media that handles such matters that when they come through. So, but as the community liaisons officers, we are trying to go out and sensitize people and tell them an election is not a do or die, and it doesn't end. We will do these elections 2026. We are done. We start something new. And all of us who vote for a given candidate, we are not going to go with this candidate in parliament.
No.
We are not going to go with this candidate to the district council or city council. It will be the candidate. Then us shall stay in the village where we stay, with the same people on the other camp.
Okay.
We shall still go together to the same well to get water. We shall still use the same road, go to the same markets, and even buy from each other. You support a different candidate, but I come to the market and buy foodstuff from you. So all this, as it happens, is just something that is for a short while. That actually we shouldn't put our heads on and think that life ends here. No.
All right, that's very interesting. So what strategies do you have as police now as we head into this period of time to make sure that at least we have very minimal or none totally violence issues?
Yes, we have started with the sensitizations, community sensitizations, dialogues, talking to the different people, then making sure that the community knows they know the law, because at times it's good when you empower the community. You empower the community, these people will put pressure to their candidates and say, no, I think we're going wrong here, so that everyone knows where they stand. Then there are also engagements with candidates, as the leadership at police and our sister security forces always have those engagements at different levels for every group of candidates. Because now most parties now are going to primaries. People are going to, I think, do primaries.
Yes.
So after primaries, because now there's also that the internal fights within for different seats. So after they are done there, then we can match up to the main election. So we are doing a lot of engagements down at the villages, community sensitizations like this on the radio and TVs. Yes.
Wow. Very interesting. And when we also, when it comes to having a non-violent political season, it is a collection of many players. What do you think is also the role of these political parties to ensure that we have a non-violent election?
Actually, it is they play a very big part because they're the ones who hold these candidates. Because a candidate through the primaries gets a party card or a flag. After that, that means the party will put up guidelines on how you have to behave. So, if your candidates can't behave in the manner that the party wants, or doesn't subscribe to the ideologies of the party and its principles, that means this candidate can be scrapped off.
Yeah.
So meaning they play a very big part on holding discipline, holding these candidates accountable. So they have a very big part. But there are very many stakeholders in this game. Very many stakeholders. The religious leaders, the traditional leaders, though they are not supposed to be partisan, but they have, because you see culture has a way also it disciplines people.
Okay.
Yes, they will tell you in this culture, we don't behave like this. So why do you want to behave like that? We are not violent people. We respect each other. Why would you? So there's a lot. Then the religious leaders. So there are very many players. And all these stakeholders, actually, there are a lot of engagements coming on that are going to have them come slowly, slowly. I have seen the Interreligious Council are coming out and making themselves clear on how people should behave, and even other organizations.
Okay.
Yes.
Very interesting. And are you engaging institutions like religious ones, those ones that hold masses of people?
Yes, yes. That's why you see some of them have come out. Because in these engagements that we are doing, they are party to all these engagements. So that we plan through.
Okay.
Yes. But even us, in our plans, obviously, we also trying to get ourselves together as a force to make sure that we have people up to the task. Yes, okay. In every department, so that we have people up to the task. Because you cannot allow just an election mess up the country. So we are gearing up for this election, having people train in different fields, freshen up here and there. Yes, do a lot of engagements, stakeholders, engage with the Electoral Commission itself, that is the main body that is running this election, engage with the different political parties that are also holding their internal elections on how they can run them. So there's a lot that is happening.
Okay.
Yes.
What message do you carry for religious institutions, say it the Anglicans, say it the churches, the mosques and all those? Because I believe they have these people that maybe on Fridays, every Friday we have Muslims gathering, every Sunday we have Catholics and all those gatherings. So what message do you have for these people? Because we have also had a little bit of violence somehow, somewhere in the regions. Even give an example, it could be Western Uganda, where you find, for us, we are Anglicans, we are going to vote this kind of person. What message do you carry for those people? Because that also can incite violence.
Yes, I've seen that in many places whereby someone takes advantage of numbers by saying, since I'm Anglican or Catholic or Muslim, then the church or the mosque will support me. It's also dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. One, you are actually breeding a very bad group of leaders. Because now you are already putting people, dividing the groups. That would be very dangerous. So as leaders, religious leaders, and I think that's why they thought it wise at their type of organizations to have that interreligious council that brings all of them, because all of us subscribe to one God. All of us are subscribing to one God.
Yes.
Though you'll call God Allah, I call God God, Allah calls him who, but at the end of the day, all of us are saying the same God. If you find us praying, all of us will be crying out to the same God. Meaning that even the people we have, no one is going to come when they become a leader that me, I'm going to particularly serve the Muslims. No. The services will not discriminate. The services will be for all. Now, we ask religious leaders to support in preparing their people to vote for the rightful persons in the given positions. Then to unite.
That's their major role.
Yes, because if you are serving God's people, God wants a united force. God doesn't want people who are divided. So, meaning, you'll tell people all of us are at one. So let's have that unit of purpose.
Okay.
So, meaning that you will not tell people, that, you vote for... No, let the people decide on that rightful person. If they think, oh, this Muslim man of ours is the rightful candidate, please let even the Anglicans, the Catholics vote for that one.
Wow, very interesting. So, by the way, maybe before we even, I forget, what are the legal implications? Do people out there know the legal implications of inciting violence during such periods of time?
Yes, some know, but some might not know. But ignorance of the law is no defense.
Yes.
So that's why we would come out and teach people and tell them, look here, because some people are being used. They don't even know what happens. Then tomorrow you'll see families crying here that our people are in Luzira, our people are in Chitalia. They did nothing but inciting violence. Yes, it's against the law. Or being part of violence. So, meaning if you engage in an activity that is violent, you have to pay for it. And you see, there is nothing like being lenient. The law is the law. If the law says you're supposed to go and serve a sentence, it will be a sentence. So for you, if you want the law to be lenient to you, better not commit the offense.
Okay.
The law will not touch you. By the moment you commit an offense, just know you have to go and pay.
Interesting. So what message do you carry for the citizens out there, for the voters out there who are going into this period of time?
One, I want to tell the voters that you have a right to vote for a candidate of your choice and a candidate that suits your desires, a candidate that you think is going to perform according to expectations. Then don't engage in any violent crimes, because even when you don't go out to engage into these other things of walking here and there, your vote will still be there. You will still have, you can move from your home, go vote, go to your work. and do your work. You'll have still played your role as a citizen. So there's nothing like you've not played your role. You don't need to be, because even you can even sit on TV and watch your candidates debate. I've seen that happen many times. So I'm telling the citizens that let's be orderly during these elections. Let's have a very peaceful election whereby we all concede. If you lose, you concede. If you win, you can celebrate. You don't need to jump up and break things. Yes, you can just celebrate, toast with your friends and say we have won. And then it moves on. Even consoling those who have lost.
Yes.
And ask them to join you.
And
so that you move the 5 years. So we ask you to work alongside with us. But also, in case there are any criminal activities that you think are happening within your area and they are political in nature, please inform the nearest police so that we can deal with them on time, so that they don't generate into serious crimes. Yes. Yes, but it's also our role as citizens to talk to our candidates. If you think your candidates are moving out of hand, please, you can talk to them and tell them, no, I think this is not our way of doing things. We need to move this way. And follow the guidelines. The Electoral Commission has set guidelines, or even at your party levels, the parties have set guidelines. Follow those guidelines and make sure that you're within the law. Safety for everyone. Those who are making convoys, please, you need these voters to be safe so that they can vote for you tomorrow.
Interesting.
It is not, it wouldn't be a good thing if you lost lives, or we lost lives because of carelessness of some candidates, because of not following the guidelines set. So you're on the road, you have to follow the road safety rules. How do you move on the road? Because the road is not only for you. There are also other users whom we should also be mindful of. Yes.
Very interesting. Well, unfortunately, it is the time that has to cut us short. But in just a few seconds, if you could give us your final remarks as we wind up.
Thank you so much, Family TV, for always giving us this time to engage the community. In such times, you feel like you need to be there. You also need to be there so that people really understand what it should be. So I'm trying to come out to our people that please, election time has come, but it's also going to end.
Yes.
So what happens when elections
are done?
Are done? That's the most important thing. What happens?
How will you live with those you are heading?
Exactly. What will happen after the elections? So that is very important. You also put it into your head and say, I think after the elections, this is where we shall be. Wow. So I ask the people that keep us engaged to make sure that we, where you don't know, you tell us. I'll ask that you run our numbers on the TV screens for these people to call us at any time, engage us, so that we keep on having these discussions. The discussion we're having here, we can also have it on phone. We can also have it, you can call us in your villages, we talk about it, so that we have these engagements more and more to enlighten the community.
All right.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much, Assistant Superintendent of Police Gilbert Nyaika, and he is the Community Liaison Officer for Katwe. But also he's from my home place, so we're well enough to get up.
Kananyo is muno kaninda mchabantu bona ba Toro, Bunyoro, kira muno abantu babunyangabo.
Wow. Interesting. Thank you so much for joining us this morning as well out there. We appreciate your time and also your patience. I hope you have picked one or two interesting words or lessons that will help you guide through this electoral season that we are in already, but also you can help someone by you knowing. And you know it is important to share knowledge. I want to appreciate you, and my name is Luke Majumba. It is a weekend. I only urge you to be safe out there. Please have a lovely day.
Issues at hand.